Everyone, welcome back to another exciting day in mathematics. Whoop, whoop. Warm up number 68 should come up on your screen. Let's get started, please. Since everybody's already pumped after that speech from Mr. Apodaca, right? Right. Okay, let's go. For those of you that are done, agenda is on the screen. Warm up number 68. Measures of position. Quartiles. Today we're going to finish up with quartiles. Yesterday that I was not here, I left you a video lesson. I'm going to give you a QR code on the video presentation today, those of you that are following on YouTube, so you can see the first part if you didn't see it. But today we're going to finalize our quartile section for the measures of position. So your home plate for tonight is only one problem for all measures, and we'll talk about that more in a little bit. All right, copy and go. All right, so warm-up is done. There's the agenda. And copy this code for tonight's home play, BWGZT, BWGZT. Today's session is going to go pretty quick, guys, since, like I said, we already covered everything that pretty much we had to cover with quartiles. Yesterday's video lesson on outliers, it covered more on quartiles. I'm going to revisit that right now. So for those of you that were not here, there's a QR code popping on the screen. So scan that. That should be the video lesson from yesterday. So make sure you watch that tonight before you finish off tonight's home play. Take notes on that. And included in there's warm-up 67. So make sure you go to there. So let's get started. I can summarize data and compute the measures of position. Today's session is going to go, it's a short session, so I can give you plenty of time to do some work towards the end and practice independently. So we know how to fill this, yes. Once again, here are the measures of position. Have we covered standard scores? Yes. In other words, they are called what, Diego? Thank you. Have we covered percentiles? Yes, and we covered three different examples, right? The one where you make a graph, the one where they're asking you for the number that falls within a certain percentile, and when they ask you for the rank of a number given a percentile. From there, today we're going to finalize quartiles, and then at the end we're going to end up with deciles tomorrow. So you already have these notes on your Frayer model, so you don't need to copy that. So these are the first two formulas for our z-scores. These are the formulas for percentiles. You guys remember those? Yes? And then yesterday's session covered these formulas. For those of you that don't have them, write these down, please. I'll give you some time for that. So for quartiles and deciles. Quartiles, IQR, meaning inner quartile range. And how do you find that? Q3 minus Q1. For the outliers, yesterday's session, the small outlier is Q1 minus 1.5 times the IQR, and the large outlier is Q3 plus 1.5 IQR. And I made that correction in the video where this was a negative, but it's supposed to be a positive. Okay? Continuing with quartiles, and like I said, tomorrow we're going to finish with deciles. Let's do a couple more things. Here they go. Example Q, it reads, a teacher gives a 20-point test to 10 students. The scores are 18, 15, 12, 6, 8, 2, 3, 5, 20, and 10. In what quartile is the score of 12 found? So, turn to your neighbor, let them know what to do with this data, please. By now, they should know. What do we do with that data? Yes. Set that in ascending order. Here we go. So write example Q, and then just start from the ascending order data on your paper. Start with 2, 3, 5, and we got 6, 8, 12, 15. Oh, I skipped 10. Come on, Q. It's okay. I have technology. Technology. Let's go. Bam. 10. Get up. The 10, 12, 15. Then we got 18 and 20. 18 and 20. All right. So, remind your neighbor how to find Q1, Q2, and Q3. Q1, Q2, Q3. All right, good conversations. My goodness. Very talkative bunch. Jaden, how do you find the Q2? Middle or the median. That is correct. So there's 10 scores, so let's go to the middle, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's the middle. Therefore, Q2 is what, everyone? 9. That is correct. You add these two, divide by 2. So now that we have this data, tell your neighbor what Q1 is. What is Q1, everyone? 5 is correct. So we got 5. That's our Q1. This is Q2. And Q3, 15. That's our Q3. Okay. So the only thing that we're going to add today, guys, to our finalizing our quartiles lookup is that now that we have our quartile Q1, Q2, Q3, the data is divided in 4 parts. You guys see the 4 parts? Yes, Mr. Q. So therefore, I want you to label this that, which is what? 25%. From Q1 to Q2, that's another 25%. From Q2 to Q3, that's another 25%. And from Q3 and on, which would be the last quarter, that's how much? 25%. So Q3, we said, was 15. Q2 is 9. And 5 is Q1. All right. So what was the question? In what quartile is the score of 12? So you're like, what does that mean, Mr. Q? So they're asking in what percent. From now on, when they ask you quartile, they're asking for what percentage. So look at it. In what percentage is 12 found? 75. So 12 is found in the 75 percentile. 10Q. And so on and so forth. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with this? Yeah. All right. So, let's do another one. Yeah. There it is. Example Super Q. Same data, but now they want us to find out in what quartile is scored 10 found. So, read me the ascending order already, David, please. Uh-huh. All right. And we said the middle is right here. That's Q2. Then that means this is Q1. And Q3 is right here. So it divides it into 4 sections, 25%, 25%, 25%, and 25%. So, question. Where's 10 found? Once again, tell your neighbor. Yes. Yeah. Good question. So, since it's above the 25, it's going to fall within what? The 50th percentile. Did you ever hear the question, guys? If 5 is our Q1, does that count for the bottom or for the top? It's counting for the top, going that way. Same thing with Q2, same thing with 15, going that way. Okay? All right. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with that? Yeah, we got it, right? All right, and the second example for this one, do you know how to find the inner quartile range? Yeah, share with your neighbor how to find that again. And once again, give me the ascending order, please. Fernando, go. All right, and we said this is Q2, this is Q1, and this is Q3. So, how do we find the IQR? How do we find the IQR, Jaden? Yeah, Q3 minus Q1, so therefore 15 minus 5, so the IQR is 10. Have we done that before? Yes. When we started with all the measures and all that, measure central tendency, we included range, and then I had you guys find the IQR, but I hadn't formally introduced it because we were going to get there with measures of position. From 1 to 5, how comfortable are you with that? All right. So that's all I have for you today in regards to today's session. Check this out. So did we cover how to find the number in any quartile? Yes. Do we know how to find the quartiles? Yes. Do we know how to find the inner quartile range? Yes. So tonight's home plate, check this out. Don't copy this really quick. So let's talk about the different measures. So, remember the first different measure, the second different measure, and the third different measure. Man, very talkative people. Peyton, give us one. I startled you? Oh, I'm sorry. Daisy, help her out. Yeah, central tendency. Write this down so you can have this as an example for tonight's home plate. Tendency. All right. Tell your neighbor the 3 measures of central tendency. All right. Caleb, go. Mean, median, and mode. Okay. All right. What's another measure? Different measure. Pass someone, Caleb. Diego. Variation. All right. And what are they? Range, standard deviation, and variance. So these two are pretty straightforward as to what to do with this data. Is that correct? Is that correct? Yes. Now, for this one, for the measure central tendency, I do want a box plot. And for the variation, we want a what? Yeah, a bell curve. All right, and that brings us to our last one. Pass on one, Diego. Position. So what have we covered so far, Areli? standard scores, which is our Z's. What else? Percentile. Percentile. And very good. Quartiles, which is what we did between yesterday and today. Okay? All right. So these are straightforward, the red and the blue. Standard deviation, mean, median, and mode, we got that. This is the one that requires a little bit more digging into. So look up, please. So notice I just gave you a set of data. Can you find me the Z-score? Of what? Of what? Okay. So Diego says, let's find the Z-score of the mean. Okay. Now, is that the only one to choose from? No, you can choose any number and find me the Z-score once you get to that point. It could be Q1, Q2, Q3, or just choose a number and find me the Z-score. Do you know how to use that in the bell curve? Yes? All right. How about percentile? Let's see. You're like, how do you find that, Mr. Q? Well, first of all, write this. What number corresponds to 40%? That's the first example. The second example would be, what percentile is, pick a number from the list, my goodness. What is it? 10? Okay. What percentile is 10 at? Or okay. So those are the two different examples that I want to see for percentile. And then for quartile, what would be a question for quartile? What is it? Quartile, no. Okay, these two are for percentile. Okay, I need a question for quartile, which is what we did today. What would be a question? You guys okay? Let me go back to what we just did. We did two things, IQR, and what else? And what quartile is score of 10 found? So, for quartile is in what quartile is, give me one of the numbers. Which number do you want to use? 25 found. Or at, doesn't matter how you write it. And then the second one would be, what is the IQR? Do we know how to find the IQR of that data? Yes. All right. Questions with what you need to do for home plate. And by the way, this is not the home plate. I gave you this so that we can talk about it here. Okay? Pretty clear? Yes? All right. So, since we still have about 25 minutes, I'm going to give you a head start. Here's the home plate. There are the data numbers. Get to work. And those of you that are following on YouTube, make sure you do your practice with all three measures. All right? Talk to you later. Bye.